So let's start with this first presentation about how tech companies showed solidarity during the COVID-19 pandemic. So first, who am I? My name is Julie. I work in the marketing team at Algolia. I've been working there for 3.5 years now, and I work as a developer marketing manager, meaning taking care of technical events, but also of empowering the developers community. The agenda today will be split in two parts. First, showing you some great examples of tech companies who showed solidarity during the pandemic, and then explaining you briefly what Algolia has been doing. So let's go down the first part. So there are two main ways tech organizations can help. First, offering resources to fight the disease and help the population stay informed. Second, offering some economic relief to people and small businesses. Indeed, the COVID-19 pandemic has been shaking up the entire world since the beginning of 2020, and so the tech industry really wanted to get their hands dirty and help everyone they could. So in the next slides, I'm going to show you a bit some organizations that have done nice things. So you will see the tech giants, but you will also see some smaller scale companies that have been creative in the way they are helping the community. And I also wanted to mention this quote from Sarah Varney, the CMO at Twilio. A pandemic is not the time to sell, it's a time to serve. So let's see how the tech industry has been doing this. First of all, let's see some examples of tech companies who provided medical resources. The first one would be Apple, for example. They donated 10 million masks to healthcare workers at a time where masks were missing all around the world. You would also have IBM. Indeed, IBM has been collaborating with the White House to launch an initiative called the COVID-19 High Performance Computing Consortium. This initiative was done to run the massive calculations in epidemiology. Normally, it would take ages to compute such numbers, so IBM has been offering its help for this. You also have HP. HP is offering 3D printing resources across the globe to build such things like FFP3 masks, field ventilators, hand-free door handles, stuff like that. Finally, you would also have Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS. They have launched the AWS Diagnostic Development Initiative. So what it means is they are funding AWS customers who are working to bring better and more accurate diagnosis solutions to market faster. So AWS is committing an initial investment of $20 million. Then a big chunk of the tech companies fall under the media vertical. A lot of them have been working on giving space to official organizations on their platforms to facilitate the communication. What they want to do is, as they are the biggest channels of communications, they are here to avoid misinformation and fake news. So you will know these companies. You would have Google, for example. When you're Googling your symptoms, Google is answering with the official symptoms from the World Health Organization, but also answering with a local message from your government about the rules to apply during the lockdown and during the pandemic. And then you will have Twitter. For example, Twitter directs users to National Health Organization when they search for coronavirus-related terms. And Twitter also pledged to ban ads that are exploiting the coronavirus outbreak. You would then have Google. Google adds panels of information which appear when you search for coronavirus directly from the WHO. YouTube also provide governments and NGOs with free ad space and decided to remove harmful fake news videos, medical videos. And finally, you would have Pinterest. What's interesting is that Pinterest has been using AI, artificial intelligence, to stop spreading fake news by finding the keyword associated the most often with misinformation. It also identifies images associated with medical fake news. So this is pretty interesting. So now we have the companies focusing on helping the small business, the small and medium businesses. Many companies provided credits and grants to help the small businesses and prevent them from going under. So you would have Stripe, for example. Stripe launched local guides for businesses to apply for their government aid. You know, in each country, in many countries, you have aid from the government for the small businesses. And so Stripe is really helping the small businesses in that way. You would have Google. Google is offering for free until the end of July, if I'm correct, its Google Meets premium feature. Also, Google is giving SMBs $340 million worldwide in ad credits. Then you would have Datadog. Datadog is providing free services and even donating engineering time for them to volunteer. And then you would have Twilio. Twilio is giving free credits to all its customers, but also helping the contact centers that have been directly impacted by COVID by giving them a lot of credits. And then let's talk about those that act for the community. So here are some companies that got creative to support their community. So BlaBlaCar is a carpooling company. It's very famous here in Europe. During COVID-19, they launched BlaBlaHelp, so an app to support each other with grocery shopping during the lockdown for the people who couldn't go grocery shopping. You have Airbnb, for example, that implemented a program for hosts to open their doors for free in Italy and France for the medical and social healthcare workers that didn't have any place to sleep because they were also potentially infected by COVID and couldn't go back to their family. Let's now talk about Doctolib. So Doctolib is a European online booking platform to help find a specialist doctor around you and book an appointment. And so Doctolib made free of charge its access to online consultation platform, which is normally something that you have to pay. And then finally, you have Coursera, which is an online learning platform. Coursera, very early during the year, decided to offer most of their course completely free for anyone, anywhere. So you had free courses, but also free quizzes, free certificates, etc. So now, after seeing all those great initiatives from tech companies, I'm going to briefly explain what Algolia has been doing. So first of all, let's talk about our Algolia Pro Plan for free. So the Algolia team wanted all developers and businesses of any size to know that Algolia was here to help. So in light of the pandemic, we had a few developers reach out asking us for support as they built websites and applications to help COVID-19 projects. So many of these applications were designing, for example, people needed to find quickly what they are looking for, like whether it's social distancing best practices or whether it's a much needed product they needed or how to access proper medical care. So to that end, Algolia made its Pro Plan free for any developer or team working on COVID-19 non-for-profit app. Such projects included many different initiatives that I'm going to mention later. So we were very happy to make the Pro Plan free, and we have been helping hundreds of websites so far, and we're proud of it. Then I would like to talk about HIPAA compliance. So it looks a bit complicated, but don't worry, I'm going to explain. So the Algolia search engine is great at handling structured data. And there is one industry that used to store a lot of structured data of high value. This is the medical industry. But as the medical industry is highly regulated, so are services providers that try to provide services in this industry. So to be a provider for any medical company in the USA, you have to be compliant with their medical data protection legislation called HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So we know that medical data is very risky, like it's very sensitive, very personal, and it can have a damaging impact on people's life. But we believe that Algolia could significantly improve some medical apps and websites, and that's why we accelerated our way down to being HIPAA compliant during the pandemic. We wanted to make sure we could help health companies, so we fast forwarded it to be able to provide our services to the medical industry in the US. And so we are now officially HIPAA compliant. And so finally, I wanted to share a few other initiatives we took. One of them is that we've been supporting hackathons with our Pro Plan. So during the COVID-19, like many hackathons were built to help COVID-19 projects, such as medical projects, for example. And so we believed our platform could definitely help them. So we decided to provide our Pro Plan for free for them too. What we've been doing is also highlighting COVID-19 projects on our website. So I'm going to show you a screenshot. So you can check the article. You will see other websites. So it's pretty cool. And as you can see, we have Keep Small Strong here. So hi. And then an example was also to create a community thread on our forum. So we wanted to make sure the community members had a place to chat, to talk about COVID-19, to discuss about their projects and ask any questions they had. So you would see like some people giving updates, talking about their projects, some developers from Algolia interacting with them. So it was pretty cool. So thank you for listening to me.